Hi and welcome to T10 Info TV SK channel. My name is Syed and here I am with the latest and updated news for Tuesday, June 6, 2023. Sri Lanka to reduce all registered medicine by 16% from mid-June. Prices of all medicines registered with Sri Lanka's National Medicines Regulatory Authority will be reduced by 16% from June 15, Minister of Health Kehalia said on Monday. The health minister told the media that the decision was taken in order to pass on the benefit of the appreciation of the Sri Lankan rupee to the general public. Sri Lanka relies heavily on the import of medicine as about 533 million US dollars were spent on the import of medical and pharmaceutical products in 2022. The NMRA approved a price increase for medicine in 2022 following the rapid devaluation of the Sri Lankan rupee. The Sri Lankan rupee has been appreciating against the US dollar and the major currencies in recent months. Global airlines target Europe over green policies. Airlines took aim to Europe over green fuel mandates and its failure to stem France's air traffic control strike as they weigh on career capacities at a global airlines meeting in Istanbul on Monday. European regulators have introduced a new mandate demanding airlines use sustainable aviation fuel, an alternative to jet fuel that produces fewer carbon emission but is between 2 to 4 times more expensive than its traditional alternative. Saudi Arabia to participate in first ever International Yoga Championship. Saudi Arabia's national team is all set to take part in their first ever international contest, the second Mount Everest International Yoga Championship, scheduled to be held in Nepal's Kathmandu from June 8 to 10, Saudi Arabia-based Arab News reported. Saudi Arabia's team arrived in the capital on June 1, where they are undergoing special training under the supervision of head coach Vijay Yadav. As per the news report, Vijay Yadav during his career has won more than 50 medals, including 5 gold. Naufal Marwai, Saudi Yoga Committee president, said she was proud of the team. She further said that she expressed confidence that the team will outperform many other nations, as per the Arab News reported. Saudi Arabia to cut oil output by 1 million barrel a day in July. Saudi Arabia has said it will reduce how much oil it sends to the global economy by 1 million barrel per day as the OPEC Plus alliance of major oil producing countries faces flagging oil prices and a looming supply glut. The kingdom said on Sunday that it would make these production cuts in July to support the sagging cost of crude oil after 2 earlier production cuts by OPEC Plus member failed to push prices higher. Indian Army Chief meets Bangladeshi counterpart, discuss issue of mutual interest. Indian Army Chief General Manoj Pandey on June 5 met his Bangladeshi counterpart General SM Shafiuddin Ahmad in Dhaka and discussed various aspects of mutual interest and explored ways to further expand bilateral defense and security ties. General Pandey, who arrived here earlier Monday on 2-day visit to Bangladesh, his second trip to the country as Army Chief, also interacted with General Waqar Uzzaman, the Principal Staff Officer of the Armed Force Division. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak confirmed plans to house illegal migrants on ships. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak on June 5 claimed that his plan to stop the boat of illegal migrants coming to UK shows is working, as he announced plans to house them on ship to reduce pressure on taxpayer funded. Addressing a press conference at the border town of Dover in Kent, Mr. Sunak said the first such ship will be ready later this month and 2 others to accommodate a further 1,000 migrants soon after. The UAE and Kuwait will also continue to voluntarily cut oil production. The United Arab Emirates has said that it will voluntarily continue to cut oil production by 144,000 barrels per day until the end of 2024. According to Emirates Daily, the Emirates says that the decision of the voluntary cut is in line with the oil production quota set at the OPEC Plus meeting on June 4, 2023. The Minister of Energy of the Emirates, Sahil Al-Mazrouya, says that the decline in oil production will continue until December 2024. Kuwait's Minister of Petroleum, Manaf Al-Hajri, says that the Kuwait will continue to voluntarily reduce oil production by 128,000 barrels per day until December 2024. Earlier, Saudi Arabia had expressed its commitment to extend the 500,000 barrels per day voluntary cut in oil production until the end of December 2024. 60 Afghan girls hospitalized after school poisoning. Around 60 Afghan girls were hospitalized after being poisoned at their school in northern Afghanistan, police said on Monday. The poisoning, which targeted a girls' school in the Afghan province of Sarepol, comes after the intense scrutiny of girls' education in the war-torn nation since the Taliban took over the barred most teenage female students and after a wave of poison attacks on girls' school in neighboring Iran. Some unknown people entered a girls' school in Sancharik district and poisoned the class. When the girls come to classes, they got poisoned, said Din Mohammad Nazari, Sarepol police spokesperson, without elaborating on which substances was used or who was thought to be behind the incident. Nazari said that the girls have been taken to hospital but were in good condition. No one had been arrested yet. Bangladesh power cuts may last 2 more weeks on fuel shortage. Bangladesh could face power cuts for 2 more weeks, its power minister said late on Sunday, as higher electricity consumption because of rising temperature has caused a fuel shortfall for generation plants. Bangladesh has suffered under severe power shortage since April as a searing heat wave spiked demand for electricity and then a deadly cyclone cut off supplies of natural gas to fuel plants. The country has also curtailed import of liquefied natural gas, its main power generation fuel, after a record high price in the second half of 2022 made the fuel too expensive. This condition may remain for another 2 weeks, Nasrul Hamid, Minister of State for Power, Energy and Mineral Resources, told reporters. Indian opposition leader Rahul Gandhi calls on US audience to stand up for modern India. Indian opposition leader Rahul Gandhi pressed his criticism of the country leadership in a speech Sunday, calling for Indians in the US and back home to stand up for democracy and the Indian constitution. Gandhi, a sharp critic of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was expelled from parliament, accused Modi and his Bharatiya Janata Party of dividing the country and failing to focus on important issues such as unemployment and education. To be nasty to people, to be arrogant, to be violent, these are not Indian values, Mr. Gandhi 52 told a crowd of about 700 at the Indian Overseas Congress USA event at the Jacob Javits Center in Manhattan. He spoke just after a minute of silence, recognizing a massive train derailment in eastern India that killed 275 people and injured hundreds more. Gandhi has been on a 3-city tour of the United States, including speaking engagement at Stanford University in California and the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. Philippines expects Chinese investment in renewable energy project. The Philippines looks forward to seeing Chinese investment pouring into renewable energy, which remains to be priority sector of the Philippine government, the Department of Trade and Industry said in a statement released over the weekend. During a recent forum on offshore wind, Philippine Trade and Industry Secretary Alfredo expressed hope that the Southeast Asian country would attract more offshore wind power projects, especially from China. According to the World Bank Group, the Philippines has 178 gigawatts of technical offshore wind potential and can deploy 40 gigawatts of offshore wind electricity by 2050. In May, Philippine President Ferdinand signed an executive order mandating the creation of a policy and administrative framework for the optimal development of offshore wind resource in the country. The Philippine Board of Investment has approved 3 offshore wind projects which were 390 billion pesos, roughly 6.95 billion US dollar in the first quarter, with a total capacity of 1300 megawatts. Chinese investors and businesses can rely on the country's roadmap in offshore wind development, as per Pascal said. That's all in today's headlines. Thanks for watching. If you want to receive more important headlines around the world, keep watching T10 Info TV SK channel by subscribing and hit the bell icon to receive notification.